In this series of videos, we'll be going over the process of designing the HTM Workshop GamePad from scratch in KiCad. This process will cover the designing of the schematic, creating custom parts and footprints, and designing a PCB for fabrication. We'll be using KiCad as our design tool and OshPark as our fabricator. KiCad is nice in that it's free and open source, and available for Windows, Mac, and Linux. So long as you have a computer made sometime in the last 15 years, you'll be able to follow along with this project. We'll be using KiCad 8 for this project without any modifications or plugins. I should state right away that I'll be using my Mac to design this. The Windows, Mac, and Linux versions of KiCad are virtually identical. The only major difference that I'm aware of is that on Mac, some of the hotkeys are different than Windows and Linux. But when we get to that point, I'll make sure to say which hotkey you should use. Otherwise, the program should be laid out the same regardless of platform. First, create a project folder on your computer that will house the entire GamePad project. Inside KiCad, make a new project and name it GamePad. This will create a new folder inside of your project folder which contains all the files for KiCad. Back at the main project page for KiCad, click on the schematic editor icon. This will open up a blank project. Before we start, open up Settings and go to Display Options underneath Schematic Editor and click on Full Window Crosshairs. Now close Settings. To start things off, let's first build the 555 example circuit. First, click on this icon in the top left, or press the letter A for alpha on your keyboard. This will open up the symbol repository where all the circuit symbols are stored. In the filter box at the top of the page, type in NE555, and then select the NE555P version, and then press OK. You'll see the symbol for the 555 timer on your mouse cursor. Go and place that part on the sheet. You'll notice that on your mouse cursor you still have a small part symbol attached to it. This is so that if you click the mouse again, it will open back up the parts menu. But for now, let's press the escape key, which will clear this icon. To navigate around the schematic in KiCad, you can hold down the right mouse button to pan across the page. And zooming in can be done by using the mouse wheel. We're now going to add the power symbols for the 555. Click on the icon just below the parts menu or press P for Papa on your keyboard. This will open the power symbol table. When it comes to routing power buses or grounds, this is the menu you will be using. First, use the filter at the top and search for +BAT. Select that and then press OK. You'll have the symbol attached to your mouse cursor just like with the 555, so zoom in with the mouse wheel and then place that symbol just above the VCC input of the 555. You'll notice that you have the power symbol icon attached to your mouse cursor. So click your mouse and it will reopen the power symbol table. Now search for GND, which is short for ground. Click on it and then press OK. Now place the symbol just below the ground pin of the 555. And then press the escape key on your keyboard. If you need to move any of the symbols, you can simply click on the symbol and then press the M key, M for Mike, on your keyboard. You can then drag the item around and place it wherever it needs to go by clicking the mouse button. To begin wiring the power symbols to the 555, zoom in and hover your mouse over the small circles of the pins of either the 555 or the power symbol. Click inside of the circle and then drag towards the other circle, and then click again to complete the wire, and then do the same for the ground pin. We now need to add some more parts for our 555 circuit to work. Go back to the parts menu. In the filter, type the letter R for Romeo, select resistor and then press OK. Then place the resistor on the right-hand side of the 555, and then press escape to exit the part placing mode. You'll notice that this resistor we placed doesn't have a value in ohms. This is standard behavior for KiCad. When you place components like resistors, capacitors, and inductors, KiCad doesn't automatically assign it a value. So to change the value of the resistor, click on it and then press the letter V for Victor on your keyboard. This will open the properties menu for the resistor. Inside the field name value, enter in 1K as the resistance in ohms, and then press OK to close the menu. We'll need 2 more of these 1K resistors, so simply click on one and press Ctrl-C and Ctrl-V to duplicate it twice. Next, open back up the parts menu and type the letter C for Charlie, into the filter box. You'll see a list of capacitor symbols appear. Scroll down until you see the polarized capacitor footprint, select it, and then press OK. Now place the capacitor on the page. Press the escape key and then open up the properties menu for the capacitor and give it a value of 470 microfarads. Finally, open the parts menu again and type in LED into the filter box. Then place an LED on the page. We now have everything we need to wire up the 555 example circuit. Start by arranging 2 of the resistors into a voltage divider on the right-hand side of the 555. Then attach the polarized capacitor below the bottom resistor, and then wire them all together. The 555 discharge pin should connect between the voltage divider, and the threshold and trigger pins should connect between the bottom resistor and the capacitor. When dragging a wire, you can click at any point along the way to lock in that portion of the track. This lets you route these connections in a much cleaner way. The LED should connect to the resistor and the Q output pin of the 555. To rotate a component, select it and press the R key, R for Romeo. And finally, the reset pin of the 555 should connect to the plus bat rail. Then connect the top of the voltage divider to the plus bat rail. It's a good idea to avoid a four-way intersection between wires, as it leaves the connections ambiguous at first glance. Instead, connect the voltage divider slightly higher than the other connections. You may run into a situation where you need to connect additional wires between components that already have wires going to them. For example, if I remove this wire here, now if you try and click and drag on the already existing wire, you'll see that it doesn't begin a new wire. Instead, it tries to drag the existing wire. To force KiCad to add new wires, click on this icon on the right-hand side, and then click where you'd like the new wire to begin and then route it. Now we need to attach the bottom of the capacitor and the LED to ground. We could either add in multiple ground labels for each part, or we could connect them to the existing ground label. I'm going to use the existing label, so I'm going to click on the ground label and press the letter G, G for golf, on my keyboard. And now I can drag the label around and it takes the wire with it and extends the wire. And this can be done for any wire. For example, if I click on this wire, press G, I can then drag this wire around. But now that the ground is down here, I'm going to wire from the capacitor to the ground, and then the LED to the same wire. The very last thing we have to do in this video is handle this CV pin here, pin number 5. Now this pin is not going to be connected to the circuit, but we need to tell KiCad that it's not going to be connected. And to do that, you want to use this icon right here on the side. Click on that. You'll see you have a little X on your mouse cursor. Hover that right over top of the circle on the CV pin and then click. And now press escape. Now save your circuit by going to File and then Save, or pressing Ctrl S on your keyboard. At this point, you should have a decent understanding of the basic controls of KiCad, navigating around the page, placing components, editing values, placing power labels, and wiring components together. And in the next video, we'll start laying out the schematic for the GamePad.